Hey, hey, come on in. So, today we're going to talk about setting boundaries. Let's set those boundaries. Come right back and we're going to discuss it. So, let's talk about those boundaries. I want to talk about three areas when it comes to boundaries being set, okay? Um, you can look at boundaries in so many different areas and setting in your life, okay? But I just want to touch on three things because I don't want it to be too long, okay? So, the first thing I want to discuss is the definition of boundaries, okay? And I wrote it down and I want to be able to read that to you guys, okay? So, boundaries means setting limits on what you are comfortable with and how you want to be treated by others. We not only set boundaries with others, but also with ourselves. Now, there are a few things, like I was saying, you want to look at when setting boundaries. Okay. One of the first things that is important to me when setting boundaries is communication. You want to be able to communicate those boundaries. You want to set boundaries of communications not only with yourself, but you want to do it with coworkers. You want to do it within your relationships. You want to do it with your friendships. You also want to do that with your families. Okay, it is extremely important to set healthy boundaries when it comes to communicating them. Okay, communication is very important. That way they can know. They can't say, well, I didn't know you didn't like this, or I didn't know this, or any excuse they come up with, they can't have it because you communicated your boundaries to them. Okay. So setting um, healthy boundaries and communicating that to them is extremely important. Okay. Second thing I wanted to talk about is um, one of the biggest things that I had to learn about setting boundaries and coming to understand one of the things that is attached to setting healthy boundaries is that you are not responsible, excuse me, for other people's happiness. Okay? Number 2 on my list. It is not your responsibility to make other people happy. It is their responsibility. And I am telling you, there are an extreme amount of unhappy people on the planet. And if you look at them wrong, if you cough towards them wrong, if you don't talk to them the way they want you to, if you don't move the way you want them to, in so many ways, they would say you are the problem to their world. They would really think these things. And it's not your responsibility to make them happy, it's theirs. These people are miserable, and it's not your job to make them happy. I want you all to remember that. It is not, you can even research this. Any psychologist would tell you it is not your responsibility to make other people happy. Okay? If people are, if people feel uncomfortable with you, that they need to stay away from you. Okay? That's just how I see it. Or you need to stay away from them. But if they're constantly around you and they constantly want to know what you're doing, or they constantly want to watch you and listen and do all these things, then you are not the problem. They are. Okay? So make sure you understand it's not your responsibility to make other people happy, it is theirs. The third thing I want to talk about, it is not your responsibility when it comes to boundaries to um, heal other people. That is not your job. Okay. That is an internal work they have to do within themselves. I hear so many people, let's say in relationship, talk about how they want that other person to be their comfort. They want the other person to be their peace. They want the other person to make them actually feel good about themselves. Okay. They need to figure out what's going on inside of them that they need all of these things from other people, other sources other than themselves, because you are your greatest foundation. You will always be the greatest investment you ever make. So if they are not doing this for themselves, if they're not looking at their own weaknesses or their own issues and healing them, then it's not your responsibility to do it. You can support them, but it's not your responsibility to heal them. These things are internal struggles that people need to look in the mirror for themselves. Okay. So those are the three areas I wanted to briefly discuss when it comes to healing. Do a little research on yourself and really look into setting boundaries and what it's all about. Okay. There's so many different areas when it comes to talking about setting boundaries. But those are the three things that I wanted to discuss that I saw as I've gotten older in life. I've looked at it, and these are things that I've learned over the years about when it comes to setting boundaries. So many other areas in my life I had to set boundaries, but those are the three things that I want to discuss that I felt that was very important that a lot of people don't talk about when it comes to boundaries. Okay, communication. Okay, be as clear as you can when it comes to setting your boundaries with people, especially in relationship, be it friendship, be it personal, even relationship with your loved ones. Very important to communicate that. Secondly, it's not your job to make other people happy. Okay, that is not your job, and it's not your job to help to heal others. You can be a support unit, but for you to heal them, that is not your job. That is something they have to do for themselves. Okay. So when you go about your day, remember that. Remember that. Think about it a little bit more and start making those changes in your lives. It's very important. Okay. Even if you have to walk away, walk away. And if you walk away, in some cases, if it's extreme, you stay away. Okay. Regardless of what's going on, because your peace of mind and your happiness and your health is much more important, because you can become extremely stressed depending on the situation and cause yourself more harm. Okay. Find yourself, God forbid, in the hospital due to high blood pressure or some other medical issue. Okay. So you have to make sure that you're taking care of you first. Okay. That's very important. All right. So listen, subscribe, like, and comment down below and let me know what you think. Okay. And if you've had a situation where you set boundaries, email me. Email me. I'll put my email here on the screen, and email me and let me know how they go. And what I would do, because this is one of the things I do on my channel, is I share that. I share what I talk about on my channel with other people. And I want to take your experiences and share it with others too, so it can help them. This is what my channel is about. It's about paying it forward. It's about helping other people. And I think it's very important, very good that it'll do people good, and it'll help them when they can hear other stories, especially from other people around the world. Okay. So go ahead and email me and let me know about the time you had to set boundaries and how that worked out for you. Okay. All right. So thank you guys for stopping by. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.